This is Shelley Kraft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the LD Micro Invitational 2015 in Bel Air, California. I'm with Michael Oliver, SpectraScience, publicly traded company. The symbol is SCIE. Mike, welcome back to SNNLive.
Shelley, thank you for having us. It's always a pleasure.
It's good to have you. Let's get an overview on the company, and then we'll ask some questions.
Certainly. SpectraScience is a medical device company. We use light and its interaction with human tissue to detect and diagnose cancer. We do it in real time, and we do it in a way that's faster for the clinician, providing them virtually instantaneous information, safer for the patient, and less costly for the healthcare system.
Anything new going on in the company?
We're really fortunate. We've had some exciting clinical news over the last several months. In March, a paper was published that showed that our product had the opportunity to be used in diagnosing bladder lesions as well. As you know, we've been focused primarily on the lower GI and colorectal cancer. This study is the first indication that we've had, other than the theoretical studies, that show that it has applications in a number of different areas. So what it shows is it is truly a platform technology that has applications in many, many different areas, and we're truly excited about that.
Just for the audience, tell us again how the technology works, and then I have another backup to that.
Sure. The technology uses light and its interaction with human tissue to make a diagnosis. So we shine light on the tissue, we get back the reflected or fluorescing spectra from that tissue, and by analyzing that emitted light, we can analyze it and determine whether or not that tissue is potentially cancerous or not. And again, we do all of that in about 1 second. Doesn't require any drugs or any outside fluorescent agents to make that work. We use the endogenous fluorescence, the natural fluorescence of the tissue itself.
So that's what I was going to ask. What are you competing with? What are you replacing? What are you advancing as far as technology that's currently used?
So what we're doing is we're actually replacing traditional physical biopsies with a cut tissue out of the body, whether it's benign or malignant, send it to a lab, wait 2 or 3 weeks, and then finally get an answer about whether or not the tissue is malignant or not. And then if it turns out to be malignant, you have to call the patient back and do a procedure. In our case, you get that information in about 1 second. And so you can make your therapeutic decision about what you need to do for that patient clinically in real time. And if you need to proceed with some kind of clinical intervention, you can do it right there. If you don't have to excise the tissue and send it to the lab. So it's safer for the patient and it prevents a lot of complications.
The medical community is faced with several issues, but one in which on the medical side is false positives and false negatives. How do you counteract that rising number, and how do you either lower the number or make it not an issue?
Well, in our case, our product is designed for use in screening. So the real key is to prevent false negatives. In other words, you don't want to say something is not cancer if it truly is. And that's really the threshold for our products. In clinical studies, we've been shown to have in the lower GI tract, in the colon, a negative predictive value of 96% overall and 98% in the rectosigmoid colon, where most of the actual polyps and lesions are found.
So in terms of adoption and size of the market, with your new clinical trial information, let me know, where is the company headed?
Well, the company's headed to commercialization of our colorectal product, but we're now excited about the opportunity to raise additional finance to begin to finance development of new products. These are all multi-billion-dollar markets annually just in the US and Europe, so there's a great opportunity for us to grow the company very rapidly.
Do you have any more updates?
We were very fortunate that just last month, one of our researchers from Erlangen, Germany, presented a paper at DDW. DDW is the premier gastroenterology conference worldwide. And they showed during that conference in the lower GI that our product had a 96% negative predictive value across the entire colon and 98% negative predictive value in the rectosigmoid colon, which is where most of the polyps and lesions are found. This is important because the threshold that the medical societies have set for this measure of clinical accuracy is 90%. Not many products exceed that, and we do by a significant margin.
Let's get some more information out. Let's get your website out to the audience.
www.SpectraScience.com, spelled SpectraScience.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Oliver, SpectraScience, publicly traded company. The symbol is SCIE. I'm Shelley Crabb. This is SNNLive, and we're coming to you live from the LD Micro Invitational 2015 here in Bel Air, California. Mike, thanks for coming on to SNNLive.
It's always a pleasure, Shelley. Thank you.
Good to see you.